I can't help but wonder that when I make a video like this, or I talk about lots of potential new releases and leaks of information from different brands, that someone at that brand isn't watching this right now and smashing their fist on the table. I'm willing to bet right now there is someone at QNAP watching this video right now absolutely furious. And if that is you, if you are the person that is watching this video at QNAP, wondering why does this Burke in the UK keep talking about new releases and ruining my wonderful plans, I am genuinely sorry. I don't mean to make you feel bad, and honestly, if we ever meet, I will buy you a drink. But today, let's talk about some new releases. Let's go. Hello and welcome back, and that's right, today I want to talk about some potential new releases from QNAP, but the information we have is ever so small. So if you have come to this video thinking this is going to be an absolute breakdown of new hot stuff coming soon and lots of specifications, I'm sorry, this is going to disappoint you. This comes from very small amounts of sources that, although I do trust and I do genuinely think these are all going to be legitimate releases, there's not a lot of information to go on, so don't come into this video thinking you're going to get an absolute deluge of information. But first and foremost, let's get straight to the point. 3 new series from QNAP have kind of been revealed, indirectly, maybe inadvertently by QNAP themselves, while they're getting ready with resources online. And these are the 64 series, the 64C series, and the 62 series. These are 3 new series from QNAP that we don't know when they're going to come, although I'm getting some feeling from at least one of these devices that I'm going to talk about that maybe we will see an end of year release on one of them. So let's look at what we've seen. Well, online there is a database that QNAP have on all of their sites that allow you to download resources, be they instruction manuals, information on different releases, firmware updates and more. And on that resource you can download bits and bobs for your particular NAS. Now in there, over on the Netherlands website from QNAP, lots and lots of new NASs were listed on there. They included, get ready for the full list, in 2 bays, the TS-x64, the TS-x62, the TS-x64C, and then there were 4 bays, the TS-464, the 464C, and the 462. Then there was a 3 bay, a TS-364, a 5 bay, a TS-564, and an SSD optimized one, the TBS-464, and of course the one that we've talked about previously, the HS-464. Now all of these heavily indicate a lot of things. One, this isn't just like the odd little random release. These are big mainstay releases. These are kind of flagship models that are going to either be home, SMB, or even maybe a little bit of business. We've seen no 6 bays in there, but definitely the 4s and the 6s. And the first thing I want to take from this is that unit there towards the end, the TBS-464. Now that is, the TBS was the NAS book series. It was a compact series of devices that was centered around an SSD optimized system. The most recent available release was the TBS-453DX. Now, if this is following in the footsteps of that NAS family, we can ascertain a lot about the 64 series. First and foremost, it's going to be an Intel powered processor, at least 64-bit in an x86 architecture processor there. And also, this has been a family of devices that have always been Celeron, so I'm pretty certain we can be confident that this new series is going to be Celeron based, which puts it more in the region of those 53 series and the 51 series that came before it. So if we are going based on that assumption, because that's the key word there, you know, when you make an assumption, you look a bit of a dick sometimes. So when you look at these as Celeron-based NASs, this is going to be very intriguing indeed, as it means that this could be a 2022 follow-up to the 53D series or the 51 series there. But again, no information on that has been presented here. Also, it's worth highlighting that letter C on some of those releases there. Now, my initial thought was the C on the air would be China only, because some of the releases that we see from NAS brands, some of them never make it out of the East. They stay as China only releases. That's how they're labelled. However, in the past, they've never actually added the letter C on these things to denote China only, for the most part. It's sort of happened a few times, but it's never been a regimented thing. Also, there have been multiple releases out in the East that were China only that didn't have the C, such as the TS-551. And the 5-bay release in all of these is one of the few listings on that the Netherlands website that actually has product imagery. The TS-x64 there has an image of the system utilising that 5-bay chassis, 3 hard drive bays and 2 SATA SSD bays on the bottom there. So again, I don't think that C is going to be China only there. It still might be, but I don't think it is. Another thing worth bearing in mind, of course, is if this is a Celeron based series, and I mean all of them there, because I can't imagine they'll have such similar naming convention and then start using ARM processors in there. If these are Celeron based NASs here, then we've got to look at the Celeron series of devices. The previous units have been using that 4000 series. Prior to that, they were using the 3000 series and so on and so forth. So I think we can make an educated guess that the Celeron, if it is a Celeron in these systems, which I'm prepared to stake my NAS-based reputation, I think it will be, then it's going to be either the 5th generation there of that family, or potentially the 6th, although that would be pushing it if it is in there. But if you look at the 5th generation there, the N5000, something we've talked about before here, and that's been the CPU I've been tipping for a long time as the next series there. It comes down to almost certainly the N5105 base processor that they're going to be looking at if there is a follow-up series, and again, that's a 2.0 gigahertz quad-core processor that can be burst up to 2.9 gigahertz. It has better embedded graphics handling there. It also supports faster and larger quantities of memory. It's got more PCIe lanes there on the chipset. So again, that can support up to 16 gig of memory as well. And I am willing, again, I would gamble on that being the processor in these systems. Again, it's not the only one out there. It could be the 6000 series, although that is pretty new. The Jasper Lake series, the Jasper Lake family there, all of these and that 6000 series, the 6410s, the 6412, they was kind of all released within 2021, so it's not impossible that it could be that CPU, but that would be quite a substantial jump to see, given that this unit in the 53D series is around 14 to 15. Actually, no, it's more than a year and a half old at this point, I should say. So, again, I would be impressed if they go J6000, but I think, again, my money's on that N5000 series processor there. But again, we've got no indication of when these are going to arrive. This is a purely speculative video based on those model IDs. I would say they're definitely going to arrive, but the speed at which they're going to arrive is questionable indeed. This could all be for something that's going to happen way in summer 2022, which is when we would kind of expect spring, summer, April, May, June. That's when we think we'd see a release normally for these. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's when these come, but it's still good to know they're on the horizon. The 53D is a good NAS, and I don't think any of this should make you wonder about, I'm not going to bother going for it if there's a new one round the corner, because there's no indication of that here. But still, nonetheless, we'll of course be keeping an eye on these part numbers to see if any more information arrives on them. So do subscribe to this channel or over on NAS Compares, where we first talked about this a couple of days ago, to learn more. Again, I hope I can tell you more. Do take everything in today's video with a pinch of salt. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, click like. If you want to learn more, click subscribe. Take advantage of the free advice section over on NAS Compares. And I will see you next time.